We have another wonderful topic at hand, a topic that a lot of people are used to, very diverse, might be all over the place. It's just going to cover some reasons of why, you know, someone may be a cheater. It's different dynamics, depends on the person, and all of that good stuff plays a part. But some men, everybody is pretty much different. People think men cheat because they're gay. We know we've seen that going all over social media lately, and it's out there. And we have seen and read or heard about it, men coming out of the closet, and they still cheat. So that may only touch a certain group of men with, because these are men that came out the closet. They now are okay with being with other men in public, but they still cheat on that man with other men. Or some of them are too scared to come out of the closet and will continue to have a girlfriend or a wife to hide behind and participate in those activities behind closed doors. We know YouTube monitorizes a lot of things, so I may get tripped out on my words and stuff, trying to think of a different word to say besides getting, messing up any of the regulations. And then you have the group of men who cheat with every single person they've ever dated. They get in a relationship or marry. They think because one man can't satisfied or can't be satisfied at home, he's hiding the fact that he is into other men. Nothing is wrong with that unless you hide it from women you are dating. I mean, come on, people, give people a choice. Don't just throw them under the bus at all. About it. Think about it. It's only right. You have to give people a choice if they want to participate in some activities like that. Don't just throw them under the bus and they're unknowing about what your other choices are. And some people, I promise you, will not have a issue with that at all. I say this may be correct for some men, not all. Cheating is mostly a control thing that most adults do not allow themselves to control. Work on ways to get better if needed. It's just something they just prefer to do because of options, places. Some men use cheating as a reward to reward themselves for sex for like a lack of sex in a relationship. Again, I'm not condoning any of this, just shining a light on this so some women can get a better understanding of the multiple different ways. It's not just one thing. He cheated with multiple women, every woman, he's gay, which that could be a certain percent of men, but it's not all men because not everyone is the same. Some use it as a self soothing mechanism. Believe it or not, I kid you not. They may try their hardest in life and fail or come up short, no wins, and they use it as a release of some sort. I failed in life, but I accomplished many women that some men can't get, or just basically just to win in some type of avenue. They feel like sex is a sport for some guys, or a game that they can be good at in their head. They're good at it with every woman that they encounter, but that's neither here or there. Pretty much they want to conquer and control women through sex, which you decide males, females could be controlled and stuff like that through sex. But again, we're talking about men cheating. Sex is a validation, gratification for some people to a deeper need of self love that most men will never explore, find out. They don't know how to put a name on it, how to go about it. And they use cheating in replace of that. Some see sex as them being a predator and a woman as the prey. In actuality, like hunting, like back in the day, when men had to hunt for food, this is kind of what some guys are still exhibiting this trait. It has to deal with with cheating. They went in their mind once they have sex with this certain woman, like it was a challenge that they conquered. Now on to the next. Some never got women in high school or college. You got to understand, they just started getting women in high school, college, middle school, things like that. They didn't have girls chasing them, liking them. They were never part of the popular crew. So, therefore, when they got older, and now they're attracting women by either money, their personality, who they are, swag, their physical physique, certain different material things that we chase in life. They use those things and that attracts people. You know that. Like, let's be honest, women and money, cars, all the things. That'll definitely get you laid in this society. But that's been like that for a long time. That's not just because it's 2006. It's been going on for a while. Some men, they got married or dated and maybe even have gotten engaged way too young before they could take advantage of dating multiple women. That's a little thing that a lot of people who have that opportunity, I would say, as a kid, where people like them, they persuade, not saying on a sexual level yet, but just the experience of taking someone out on a date, going to the prom, someone's interested in you, you're going bowling and matching outfits, and you're doing all types of activities, going to the fairs and carnivals, talking on phones every waking second, and then as you get older, the same thing, in your early teenage years, 18, 20, 21. That's those years you really, hey, you get out there, you start experiencing people, finding out what you like, what you don't like, finding new interests, knowing definitely that's something you would revisit. You date multiple people, that's called a healthy dating relationship. You're single to married, like they say. And some people have the single to married syndrome or saying, it's just a saying, but a lot of people do live that. I mean, you're single unless you're in a committed relationship. And then you have a group of men who were molested as kids, and we know and heard of the damage that this has done. And it turns on something in those kids who have dealt with that type of abuse. It turns something on in their sexuality that they can't control, they don't understand. They may feel that's how they feel connected with other people. They use it as a tool. They think that's what is expected of them because they've been through such a horrible, traumatic experience as a kid. And then when they get older, there you have it. Can't stop cheating, don't know what else to do. That's definitely a trigger of cheating. Sex is a habit to some. They done it to so many women and they participated in that act so much, just like pretty much an alcoholic with liquor or a cigarette smoker with tobacco, a compulsive eater with snacks. They use snacks and food and eating and just because the food is there to take care of some type of emotion. They're depressed, they're feeling down, they hate themselves, even though they're going to get the direct opposite effect. But at that time, in that moment, the food soothes something for them. Emotional eaters and like a drug addict with drugs. So you get where I'm going with the habit. And it feels like the act has to be done to these people either to start their day, to end their day, at the middle of the day, however they can fit it in their schedule, they're going to do it. They need it to make it through the day in their minds until they curb that habit. It creates an addiction to that. And then you have some people who feel very empowered in the act and they enjoy it. And it's the only time that one may feel alive, seen, or important dealing with all the different things in life. So, and then we have some that just like to have a variety of different women. End of story. Nothing, no explanation. They just know they have options. They're gonna explore it, will explore it, want to explore it, have been exploring it, and will continue. They use that. They also always use to their advantage to try to make it seem okay. Oh, we were put here to procreate, and men were not made to be with one woman. Again, give the woman a choice to see if she wants to participate in your circus. You want to do all of that? That's good. That's fine. It may be someone else who's just not into that type of stuff. Plenty of women don't mind being the other third, fourth, fifth wheel. They do not care. But if you took those marriage vows and did not openly set up an open marriage, you know what the expectations are. Cheating is not subject to certain race, gender, ethnicity, type, tax bracket, nothing. Some cheat and never do it again, and most keep up the habit. But again, every man is different. But somehow, some man in one way or another that cheats will fit one of the examples. Cheating is not okay for a man to do it to a woman, for a woman to do it to a man. You're in a committed relationship, marriage. You know what the expectations are unless you have specifically outlined something different. It's not okay. But a lot of people are dealing with and don't know how to deal with so many other issues in their life. And you would be surprised if you talk to a psychologist who will know that cheating is a trigger for something else, unneeded emotion, thoughts that's going on. Cheaters, you have plenty of time to get that cheating dust off you. Stay dust free. It's the no dust era. Wipe that dust off.